Welcome to Inside South Florida. I'm your host, Gabrielle Arzola. All right, we're seeing it more and more. Service charges, mandatory tips slapped right onto your restaurant bill. Tipflation is real. And the thing is that many Americans are now experiencing tipping fatigue. But it's tough, right? Workers do rely on this income. And as tax season approaches, there are important things employees and employers need to know. To give us advice, we welcome Tricia Golomb. Hi, Tricia.
Hi, nice to see you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
So, let's kind of just talk about this tipflation, first of all. This is something that we're seeing more and more. Restaurants are kind of jumping on that bandwagon. What's something that you're really noticing?
Well, what I'm noticing is that since the pandemic, a lot of people are a little bit tired of, tipping.
Yeah.
Sometimes they feel as though the tips that are suggested are a little too high. Maybe they feel that the amount that they should be tipping should be based on the actual type of service they've received, the quality of that service, and sometimes they're just confused as to how much they should be tipping.
Exactly. But like we said, it's rough, right? Because a lot of these folks do rely on this kind of money. Everything's getting more expensive, so every dollar really does count. So let's just tell me, what are some of the numbers people should keep in mind when it comes to this tipping?
Well, if you're a tipped employee, first of all, if you're earning more than $20 per month in tips, you are required to report that to your employer. And then your employer is required by the IRS and the Department of Labor to report that and pay payroll taxes on those tipped wages.
So it really is important, though, to, I guess, keep in mind on how much money you're getting. You can't just grab the cash that you got that day, put in your pocket, and forget about it.
Absolutely. So at Payroll Vault, we always tell our clients and their employees to keep accurate records. So as an employee, when you receive your tips, write down that information and make sure that you report it to your employer.
Absolutely. So what are some ways to make sure that this tipping kind of is on that scale and it doesn't go in the wrong direction?
Well, at Payroll Vault, we do have some tips that we recommend, and one is, as I said before, keep accurate records. I'm a big proponent of this, both from the employee standpoint and the employer standpoint, because you want to be able to tell the IRS or the Department of Labor that you're doing everything properly. Another one is make sure that any distributions of tips are done timely and it's done fairly. So, for example, in a restaurant environment, employees may pool their tips, and then those are distributed amongst all the tipped employees. So as the employer, make sure those tips are distributed properly and on time before the end of the pay period. And I would say maybe the last one is what I would call give and take. So as I said before or mentioned, is that whatever tips that are earned by employees, either it's a cash tip, part of a pooling, or collected on a credit card, those should be paid to your employees timely, and none of that should be kept by the employer.
Absolutely. And really, like we mentioned before off camera, this is really also based on an honor system, right? I mean, a lot of this could be cash, a lot of this could just be money kind of going around in your purse, your pockets, but how important is it to just really keep track of all this stuff just to make sure that you're in compliance?
That's a great question, and you're right. A lot of the tip reporting is on an honor system. But again, you're being regulated by the IRS and also the Department of Labor. So it's really on you to make sure that you're doing things by the book, because who wants to go through the headache of an audit or having to deal with that?
That is no fun.
No, not at all.
To avoid it first.
Absolutely.
Do it right the first time.
I totally agree with you.
Absolutely. So for employees and employers who have any questions, where can they find you and learn more about?
So you can contact us at 954-889-8002. And also you can visit our website at payrollvault.com/138. And just reach out to us and we'd be happy to walk you through, the details and get you on the right path.
Absolutely, because taxes are no fun, but you got to do it right.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tricia. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.